loves, I have been really attacking paying off debt and saving. And I just got out of Staples to buy ink cartridge. And I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks that I've been learning just this week. But one of them is that, did you know that a lot of the brick and mortars are now doing price matching? So, for example, I looked for this online. I looked at the place that was cheapest. It was Staples. But then when I went to get the model or ink cartridge that I wanted, Staples didn't have it. They had a more expensive XL version. And I was like, ma'am, this is what I have online. So then she was like, okay, why don't we price match this version and I'll match it. And so I want to show you guys. This ink cartridge was $69.99. That's $70. When online, the non-XL one was like $45. So when I was like, what's the difference between XL and non-XL? She's like, XL, it's like 3 times more ink. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but why not just buy a second ink cartridge? It's gonna cost me $20 more. And she's like, because it's 3 times, not 1 more. It would be double. And I was like, okay, fine. Sorry, that math was really quick. So then she rang it all up. I did do a $5 donation to give this pack for kids in foster care, but anyway, it was $69.99. And then I was like, can we triple check that and make sure it's the best deal? Can we price check? And she was like, sure. So I got $5.10 off because it was found cheaper at Office Depot or something. So $65.89. But what's awesome is I don't have to leave the space. And so that is a little tip and trick to save, right? Is to go ahead and ask the stores that you go to if they will price check. The second one I want to do, and I'm debating if I should do a second video to like actually explain it, but do you know on Audible, yes, you can pause, but did you know you can return books if you didn't read the book or you didn't like it? I feel like that changes the bang for your buck, because for Audible, sometimes I'll start a book and I don't like it, and I felt the obligation that since I already purchased it, I couldn't. For the premium person, you can return the book, and then now you have a new credit to get a book that you like. Also, there's another option where you do a bi-monthly option. Instead of paying for a monthly subscription, you can do a bi-monthly subscription. What? And I will do a more detailed video on that one where I can share my screen and you guys can see it for yourself. But those are some of my tips for today. Also, another tip, I decreased my healthcare insurance by calling my provider and straight up just saying, hey, this price point is a little too high for me. And they were like, this is my income based on my taxes and blah, blah, blah. And they literally decreased my healthcare plan. Now, granted, I work for myself. Many of you work for others and they help provide a discounted rate for your healthcare. But for me, as a independent contractor, as an entrepreneur, my healthcare, I decreased it by $100. So it went from $100 and something to under $100. Okay. For my monthly cost. I think that's enough tips and tricks. I love you. I hope this is helpful to somebody out there. And just remember that you can continue to be intentional about ways to cut costs and intentional about ways to maximize your funds and your assets instead of having liabilities. And yeah, toodles.